We fairy children lost and wild. Dad punishes us, each and every child. But we are feral children, we thrive on chaos. Dad may try to punish us, he will never tame us. Hell in the cell, hell in the cell. It's Dad's test of might. All kids will go in to fight. There is only one survivor, bring a shiver, a screwdriver. Punishment is kinetic dance. Leotards moving in a trance. It's the feral children's penance, watching camel toes prance. Miami Deb is a whore. We are feral children, lost and wild. Dad punishes us, each and every child. But we are feral children, we thrive on chaos. Dad may try to punish us, he will never tame us. Miami Deb is a fucking whore. Hell in the cell, hell in the cell. Test about might. All kids will go in to fight. There is only one survivor, bring a shiver, a screwdriver. Punishment is kinetic dance. Leotards move in a trance. It's the feral children's penance, watching camel toes prance. Mommy fucking Deb is a goddamn whore. But we are feral children, we thrive on chaos. And they try to punish us, never tame us.
Ribbit, 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 ribbit. Ribbit.
Who gets hotter than hot cock?
Yeah, don't adjust your eyes, fellas. Pharaohs. It's Hugin cough. Yes, I'm in a frog suit. No, you cannot pull this off. Let's get it down.
Okay, let's go.
To the park, green fleece on my back, Velcro under the chin. Yeah, I'm carrying the track. Right, please slow. Tail wagging to the snare. All the alphas looking mad, but I really do not care. See a Doberman flexing, trying to guard his little clique. I just hop over a puddle, leave him looking mighty sick. You a basic brown mutt. I'm a neon amphibian, stepping in the dog club, changing the meridian. Your bark is kind of loud, but your bite is just a joke. I don't even gotta growl, I just hit him with the croak.
That's my voice, supply.
Hop up, make way for Hugin. Green suit on, yeah, I'm wildin', approve it. Your boy's looking tragic, my swagger is magic. I'm taking your bitches, it's honestly classic. Yeah, I said it, the fattest got to hear me, God. Leave your boys to the least, got them living life. Walk past the water bowl, give a little wink. Got a poodle and a bug, both offering a drink. Your boyfriends are sniffing each other's junk by the tree trunk. These bitches want a prince, well I'm the green prince of funk. Got a Frenchie on my left, got a husky on my right. I'm looking so fly, I'm looking out of sight. I'm a cold-blooded killer in a warm-blooded body, rolling through the dog park, turning it into a party. Y'all are chasing tennis balls, I'm chasing finer things like a reservation for two, fit for a frog king. Pop, make way for Hugin. Green suit on, yeah, I'm wildin'.
You know what? We need to get back to some basics. I just got a craving. Like one would crave cheese. But instead, I crave videos. Specifically, what would it be called? I think I just have to type in Patty Ann Brown. I think. I could also type in Bob Wiltfong. Bob Wiltfong. That's it. Long Island News. There we go. Here we are. Here we are. Where are you, Bob Wiltfong? Well, I want the original, though. I like the original, please. Man, Bob Wiltfong, what a guy. I need to find it. Hello, Jack Smith. Hello, SDK. West Virginia family reunions? Sounds like someone's going to a holler. Oh my God, you're going to have so much fun. West Virginia way. Do you go to where it borders Kentucky and Ohio? By Ashland and Greenup County and Ironton? Because I lived there for a month once. Wow. The Long Island News that we have long watched with our beloved Bob Wolfong, our Dance Kinetics video. Where has it gone? I will go on a hunt. I will go on a hunt. I will simply hunt. What are you guys up to tonight? I don't have too long, so I probably shouldn't be wasting time hunting for this, but it's the thrill of the hunt, isn't it? Isn't it? So I have quite a few things to talk to you guys about. I wanted to wait for more people to get here because I have an exciting announcement. And hello to everyone who is watching. Hello, Jack. Hello, SDK here in chat. North of Charleston. I would like to go to Charleston one day. Ooh, my eyes. I'm having a hard time seeing. I have pretty bad allergies today. It looks like Dance Kinetics might be on the fritz. There's a lot of videos about, Patty Ann Brown put up her own news report that is 1 minute and 10 seconds long. And it's about Napster. Ugh. We have to watch it. Napster, Mike Hunt.
Fox News.
He was a wonderful man. He was my uncle, and he left me at an airport. We need to troll Scientology again. I've been thinking about how we need to get back to our roots, do some of the old sillies we used to do. But also, I have some true crime cases coming up that I've been talking about them for a while and how I want to cover them, but it's so overwhelming and crazy. I'm trying to figure out how to tell a story that is accurate with evidence chronologically without fucking it up when there are so many people and intricate undertones involved, while simultaneously trying to write roast battle jokes for a pansexual Costa Rican boy who has threatened my family. No, I'm just kidding. He hasn't, but he has. This will be his 4th roast battle and probably my 100th. So I have to win it. But also the jokes write themselves, and that's concerning. It can't be too easy. Yes, like a trombone, like a toot. Cover your ears, Stephen. It's like a fart. Okay. I'd like to send out, ouch. It is like teaching history to 4th graders. It's difficult. I'd like to shout out to J-Rock on X, who let me know it's not the McRib, but you should know that fried apple pies are back at McDonald's. Thank you. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving that. Thank you for the update. I appreciate you, J-Rock. Also, I would like to announce, fuck the moon. Haven't said it in a while. Want to make it very clear. Fuck the moon. I don't care if it's in Gatorade. Okay? I don't care if the tides flow like periods into the horizon. Get off my back, moon. I don't need your shit. That's all I have to say about that. So fuck the moon. That is also on the announcement list. Another thing. We will never retire Dance Kinetics or Titanic Pick. And also, one more thing, one more quick update for you guys. My phone is finally receiving text properly, because in this house, you never know. Sometimes I'll get them all at once 3 days later. It's fun. You guys bought something. Remember how in the neon moon, you can't do that to me, Jack. You can't put neon moon in chat, because then you'll lose your one and only. Katrina Homer, back in the news, still a cold case. You mean Karina Homer? Wait, it's Karina, right? Yep. Boston cold case. She was bisected. And there was a gentleman who was a suspect who they questioned, who would have been in the area, who was a serial killer, who also attempted to bisect, but successfully, I believe, strangled and maybe shot or cut up some ladies of the night. Very disturbing situation. Very difficult to find information on. There are not many perfectly clean bisections that happen. One man was certified 5150. Lived his whole life as one of the main suspects, and turns out had nothing to do with it. His sister vouched for him, a bunch who didn't even really. It's not that she didn't like him; she just was very curt about him because he had a disability, but he would also wander around down by Club Zanzibar, dressed as Superman with a dog. I think dressed as a matching little Superman, which seems cute. But he would also like talk a lot to the club girls coming out. Anyway, Karina had a relationship with a guy who ended up he was in like there was a character based on him in a Boston bombing movie. He's like a hero. He was like a super cop, and him and his other cop buddy would go down to Roxbury and date teenagers on the side while they had wives. But he was also sleeping with his boss, who I think was like a lieutenant. And then she got transferred to Seattle and took him with her. And then he became the assistant police chief there. And that guy was dating Karina Homer, and he met her at Zanzibar because he did, what do you call it? Detail there on the fly, or on the sly, I mean. So anyway, that guy, he oddly started the youth gang violence task force thing to try to keep kids off the street out of gangs. And eventually the funding for that would funnel over into a new program full of grants that would eventually be name change, not even about gangs anymore. Let's make it about kids being cops. Sandra Birchmore's thing. So interesting how that works. But anyway, this was a very successful cop. Very successful. He actually like did a lot for the city. He is seen as a hero, but he was also dating a girl who was found bisected. And then the police chief, I believe at the time, lied about them interviewing him, said she wasn't dating a cop, and then admitted that they interviewed the cop, therefore confirming that she had dated a cop who had a wife, and that he was found cleared. And that guy went on to live his life and do all those things while cheating on his wife with everybody else. But I thought it was odd how they skipped over him. And you know what else was odd? He worked on her case. Sounds a lot like what was going on in Canton, right? Too much intermingling of parts. Everybody should have recused. Nobody should have worked that crime scene if they had cheated on their wife with the young victim, in my opinion. But yeah, they tried to blame everybody else, including a guy in a band that would play at Club Rat. And he's interesting. And he still has a website up and he still talks about it. They didn't like him because he was a BDSM loving Satanist. So that is an insane case. I'm glad Karina Homer's back in the news, though. Thank you for telling me that, Low 21, because her and Henry Bedard, I would love to see their cases solved ASAP with. And here's another thing. They found a saw blade in the dumpster. That is one that Rex could have been potentially for, but I don't know that he would have left a saw blade, and he wasn't spotted, and I don't know that he ever went to Club Zanzibar. Hello, Just a Crazy Jen. Hello, everybody. It is, yeah, Neon Moon is a very heartbreaking song. Hello, Fuzzy Lou. So, we no longer have the jams playing. I'll take that down. There we go. So here's the other thing I wanted to show you guys. Now that we have more of you here. Oh my God. Excuse me for picking at my eye. Oh, gross. Okay. Hold on. Let me get some antibacterial hand sanitizer. I'm going to let this finish. we're gonna watch this. This is Patty Ann Brown. I just found this. I don't want to get too distracted because I have points, and I'm gonna pull out something that you guys bought. Remember how we were raising money? Because my neighbor was or is he works with the VA, and he told me this sad story about how Meals on Wheels, they have a lot of residents that need all sorts of shit. The elderly, they need stuff, but it's mainly like sanitary stuff for things, even stuff for like wound care and stuff. Some of them have home health care nurses, some don't. Things to keep them busy, but mainly like a lot of self-care stuff, cleaning wipes, cloths. The grabbers had to go back. They were pieces of shit. At first, great, and they break. So they went back, but it's okay. Found a replacement, okay? Also got the exact count for our district. I think I told you guys 25. We're making these bags with all this stuff, and you guys donated to it and had some left over. So went ahead and got something for Meals on Wheels, the organization itself. And this is from you guys. And oh God, what is in my eye? Oh no. Oh, I did it again. I put the bad eyeliner on. I think I'm allergic to this eyeliner. It's fine. You know what? We'll go with it. Swollen eyes it's the bee stung eye look. Anyway, I thought let's get something for the Meals on Wheels people, but also some of the elderly that are there do have home health care nurses or people watching them. And I saw some things at a place called a Restaurant Depot, where you can get all kinds of stuff that will not only be beneficial to Meals on Wheels, but also the healthcare workers themselves and the elderly if they need them. And I'm going to show you what you guys bought with the leftover money that goes to the Meals on Wheels thing. And my neighbor Raymond is going to give them out. I might go with him. It depends on how early it is and if I work. But he's going to be giving out all those bags, I think next week or the week after. We are still assembling them. But I will show you what else we got. And first, I'm going to show you this thing of Patty Ann Brown. God bless her. God bless her. She's the news reporter of the century, the mother of modern dance kinetics, along with Father Bob Wiltfong. And Eli and Emma, or as I like to call them, the Littlies. I'm so sorry. Let me get what you guys got for the fundraiser thing. Okay. It's more of a pulling together of money to buy sanitary napkins and bags and dental stuff and treats for the elderly. Nips, so they can suck on some nips. I'm so sorry. Okay, here we go.
Fox News Live, I'm Patty Ann Brown. No swan song yet for Napster. The online music sharing service is still in business, but just barely. It's asking a federal judge not to shut it down, but that's what the music industry wants, saying the free downloading of tunes is a violation of copyright laws. Napster last month offered the industry $1 billion as part of a revenue sharing plan, but that plan was rejected. The cleanup from Wednesday's earthquake in the Northwest continues, and due to soil loosened by the quake and rains expected this weekend, there is now a new worry: mudslides. In Seattle and elsewhere, dozens of buildings have been shut down. The damage is estimated at $2 billion, and it could go higher. President Bush has declared parts of the state a disaster area, opening the door to federal aid. In Atlanta, a brave police officer put his life on the line to stop a bank robbery suspect. The officer stood in front of the suspect's car, forcing him to stop. The FBI says the suspect may have been responsible for 7 robberies.
Safety, our government is non-existent.
Sorry, guys. My entire microphone setup fell apart. Let me show you guys what you got. Okay. Also, Brian Albert, wasn't he crying into the arms of his dad? What the fuck is in my eye? Oh, yeah, makeup. Was he crying into the arms of his daddy? I don't think that was a Scott. I think that was his dad. And I think he was probably crying because maybe they were out of summer beer. I don't know. I don't know why these people cry. It's like, don't y'all drink? Or do they drink and cry? You pick one. Pick a lane. Don't be drunk and cry. That's just annoying. Okay. Let me pause this. Let me remove this. I'm going to show you what you guys got. Hold on. This is what you purchased for Meals on Wheels. Oh no, you saw my puffy pajama bottoms. Turns out YouTube creators do have legs. Okay, this is very heavy. I don't know if you can see it. Inside this box is like 20 boxes or 10 a whole bunch of boxes. Food safe vinyl gloves. Food safe vinyl gloves. And it's very heavy. I was going to put it next to Hugin for size comparison. Maybe I will. And I will post a picture on the community wall. If I had a banana, I'd put it next to it. But wait, there's more. Oh my God. More. Look at all these goddamn gloves. And then we got larges. So I didn't realize how big those boxes were when I ordered them and picked them up. Had to put them on a cart. Had to roll that cart out of there because collectively, I believe it all weighs about 50 or 60 pounds. Those are heavy boxes with tons of gloves, and they're food safe and powder free and latex free if you have an allergy. I think. Yep. So not only can they be used by the Meals on Wheels people, because I was looking up what's the most expensive shit that they need to pay for Meals on Wheels. Because we already have a bunch of stuff for the elderly. What can we do for Meals on Wheels? Well, I was looking up how much napkins, food service trays, but they have specific sizes for how they store their food. I didn't want to fuck with that. But one thing that's very expensive are the gloves. And they have to buy a lot of them. And then you got to think about these home health care workers and how they're charging the elderly for gloves on their insurance. And if they don't have insurance, then what? So, bought a whole bunch of gloves. And that's also going to help with keeping things pristine and clean for those who are healing, perhaps from a medical procedure, things like that. So, we're going to give gloves out to the elderly and their caretakers, and we're going to give boxes to Meals on Wheels. So, thank you guys. You did that. Give yourselves a round of applause. Now, the rest of the stuff had to store upstairs because we don't have room here. And as it arrives, it's stacking. And we're putting it all together. They're going to be sucking on some nips in no time. Okay? They're going to love it. Yes, hygiene. Good for hygiene. And they needed personal hygiene stuff. So I think it's going to be good. And thank you guys so much. I'm trying not to fucking cry. Okay, so I was thinking tonight, if anybody wants to call in, you could call in. If you want to call in, you can call in. If you don't want to call in, you don't have to call in. But I was also thinking that maybe if you do call in, instead of the obology line, I'll answer. And you guys can tell me what true crime story you want to talk about. What case interests you? Is there a case that you want to talk about that we've never talked about? Is there one in your hometown that you think nobody knows about? I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. Okay? So I'm going to turn on the phone line. And we'll just wait. And if somebody calls, somebody calls. And if nobody calls, nobody calls. It's fine. It'll be okay. Meanwhile, why did Chris Albert cry into the arms of another man? They probably ran out of pepperoni. Let's be real. They probably ran out of pepperoni. Homie, they're out of pepperoni. Okay, let's see. I was thinking, where is it? First openly gay racehorse to compete Sunday? Okay, yes, that is the Onion. That is the Onion. I had There's a rescue property where all these zoo animals got loose. That's pretty fucking crazy. That is really crazy. That happened recently. Oh my God. Something to celebrate the 4th? Maybe we should. Should we get fireworks? Should we put on gloves? You tell me. Let me put oops, I forgot to put the phone number up. Here is the phone number. Okay. Here's the phone number. If you want to call, you can call. If you want to call, you can call. If you don't want to call, you don't have to call. Okay. You don't have to if you don't want to. Thank you very much. It is Gunta choking out John Cena. Oh my God, we have a call. Hold on, let me answer. Hello, give me 1 second. I want it so that you can, oops, microphone, this. Okay, there. Now give me 1 second. I want it so that they can hear you, but I also don't want you to get doxxed. So let me put up a media asset, which will be this, just for a moment. Oh, cool. Oh, cool. It doesn't let me do an overlay anymore. Oh, great. Thank you, StreamYard. Thank you, StreamYard. Just because I don't want business StreamYard. Now I can do a fucking overlay. Okay, cool. That's cool. Thank you, StreamYard. Okay. We'll try this. Don't put it up on the screen. Okay, good. Excellent. Is there a way to end this stage without it? Oh, no. Nope, we're good. We're still good. We're still good. We're good. We saved it. It's fine. Can you talk? Say something.
Hello, testing 1, 2, 3.
Testes 1, 2, 3. He did go into
Can you
business.
hear me? Hello, sibling.
Can you guys hear? Put 1 in the chat if you can hear. Yes, John Cena. John Cena smiled because he likes being choked by German men. And that's just something that Nikki Bella didn't know when she agreed to marry him at WrestleMania. And that's on her. Okay, he can hear you. Who are you? What are you calling for? And what case do you want to talk to me about today, honey?
Oh, hello. My name is Midi. I come from a place called Canada.
Oh, it's a magical place.
Oh, it's such a magical place. Our healthcare, I tell you, it's so good.
You've been touching stones? You've been pushing stones with your finger? And then lying about it?
A little bit. I've been moving stones. I've been moving junk. I've been moving metal. Just things all over this property I bought, you know.
Do you have your dishwasher installed?
The dishwasher was installed within hours of it arriving, and it is the best thing I've ever bought my entire life.
Atta girl, atta girl.
Who was saying in the chat the other day that their European mother thinks all of us North Americans are lazy because of our dishwashers? I can't remember who said that.
Dude, it's wild. Speaking of that, the World Cup TikToks were full of that. It was a whole thing where it was like, you Americans don't know hot. You don't know heat. We have heat here. We don't need ACs. Fuck you and your ACs. And then they all came here and they're like, oh, my bad. I take it back. And they get it now.
And then they're leaving with like buckets of ranch.
And then they're taking our ranch. They didn't want our jobs, Trump. They wanted our ranch.
We have a World Cup gathering here too in Vancouver, so I've been avoiding the core like the plague because I don't like crowds. But it's pretty cool to see the camaraderie and everything. It reminds me of when the Olympics were here.
Yeah, I like to look over the mountaintop upon the camaraderie, but I don't need to be in the camaraderie.
Yeah. It's just a lot of smells and noises.
True. And maybe that's why we like working in entertainment, because you're kind of sanctioned off away from the camaraderie. And then I'm elevated above the camaraderie. So we don't.
Being behind a wall of like hired security for work is so awesome. Especially when you've had to work in like customer service or in a public facing role where you have to interact with the Karens.
Dude, you know, one time me and Jimmy were talking about the different vibes we got from people at the trial. And I don't remember if he said it first or I said first. It doesn't matter. But we both agreed that Jen McCabe is the one bitch who you don't give a lanyard. Like the second she has a lanyard on, it's fucking over.
Oh my God.
If it's
Yeah.
HOA, it's over. Everyone's getting fined. If it's a volleyball tournament, she needs to see some form of ID. And she's going to need to call your husband and verify that you're still together.
She's got a seating chart ready to go. You're going to sit here, and the other school's going to sit here. And then the other school, we won't talk about what neighborhood they're from, but they're going to sit way back here because they like to cause a lot of trouble.
Oh, no, honey, come here. You're at the Fall River table. Okay, you don't sit over there. That's a different table. Okay, that's the Canyon table. That's the one with the White Claw. You're over here with the Four Locos, honey. Dude.
What tax bracket do you fall under?
Okay, well, let me. You have to talk to her with the broken lanyard. She's the one you want to talk to if you're in that tax bracket. For real, like lanyard bitches have power, but like then there's the good lanyard bitches where they're wearing a lanyard and they will help you. They're like, oh, you need directions? Let me show you, and they'll walk with you instead of pointing. Like Jen's a pointer. She even kind of looks like one.
Oh, how many times did she point while she was on the stand?
Dude, and she did.
We're going to have to revisit that. We'll have
to
make a compilation.
Right over there. She's over there. That one. That's the whore. Yep.
The whore.
That's the whore over there. She's the one who hit my best friend. It's some guy she barely talked to.
I thought it was the ice cream man.
It is kind of weird, the dynamic of everyone who, like, to find out who was texting who was super wild. That was like some real world shit because it's like, wait, why is Karen texting Higgins? Ew, like, does Higgins have a head injury? Like, why does he talk like that? And then Yuri was so close. I think he was, is it called gooning or was he edging? He might have edged into a goon over the text messages because they made him read them.
He like totally disassociated while doing that. He like his soul left his body. He's like, and ha. What do you think, Karen? What are you in for? Ha ha.
He was the Eastern Bloc kid who
ha ha.
He wanted to do theater, but he was too Eastern Bloc, and he's dreamt of it his whole life. He's like,
he could have gone so far if he went to Broadway. He could have done plays in multiple languages.
He looked like he was going to be in tears at one point. It's like, so what you're saying is you do not want to go on date with me? Is John there? And he's just like, he turned into telenovela Yuri. He reminds me so much of my dad. Yeah, that whole trial, everybody though was like the amount Proctor texts with his sister. And then you find out
Proctor stuff.
He talks to his sister about shit. I was like, oh, this is a conversation with his wife. And then you find out he was kissing on his sister. Not really, but like it got weird for a minute.
It's very weird. It's such a weird town. They're incestuous. It's like the Targaryens and like
the
House of the Dragon, and yeah, like it just feels like it's a Game of Thrones thing, and maybe that's why it's so easy to like jump in and kind of make fun of everybody because they feel more like characters than real human beings at this point, with how outrageous this case has just devolved into.
Would Meredith and Turtle Boy fighting and then everybody getting insane on each other, would that be the Red Wedding?
Oh my God.
That was the no. Papa Sean doing his rant was the Red Wedding.
Because
that's exactly what I told Jimmy. I said, you need to get to Papa Sean's channel right now. It's the Red Wedding. He's cutting fucking heads off right now.
But that was almost like Jon Snow's speech to get like the wildlings across the wall, and then all the brothers like turned on him and stabbed him. Remember?
I'm the king of the North, Jon Snow. Cut your hair, you're a fucking mother.
No.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was cut your hair, you're a fucking mother. That whole thing. I didn't even know who he was yelling at. I didn't care. I was just like,
I
Calgon,
know.
take me
He
away.
was losing his shit with how stupid everything is. Oh my god. Because it is. It's so silly. It is so silly. But I'm so glad like we get to watch how freaking insane this is. And like, I mean, that's the stone I wish I never touched. I wish I never interacted with anybody in that verse.
I gotta be honest with
Twitter.
you, Midi. I don't watch. I haven't seen. I have no idea what's going on. I go by the latest tweet, and it's always today. Fuck this person, and I'm like, whoa, them now.
I do this. Okay, I've been off Twitter like since January, but I'll pop in every now and then just to kind of get an update.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, yeah, you know what? My normal life is so much better. Okay, that was cool. Bye. See ya. And just like carry on.
I did see, I saw a couple of dogs in coats with ties, like dressed up like little gentlemen. And I was like,
what? Where?
Just on Twitter. It was just, I was like, damn, this is some good content. Then I saw a frog with a hat, and he's called Frog Mage, and he just kind of slowly floats towards the center of the screen, gets bigger, and it just said, "Put your dick in your pants, young man." And then I laughed for like 6 hours, and then I watched this.
It's some good advice.
The Haka video of
the Haka video.
It was
the basketball one.
It was FIBA championships. It was the USA, and they were playing New Zealand. I think it was New Zealand, and they come out. And New Zealand, like the U.S. does their, say the thing, and then the
Pledge of Allegiance.
I almost said the Pledge of Allegiance. Is not what it is. The national fucking anthem. I'm very tired. I've been up all day working.
Spangled Banner.
Yeah, that thing. The spangly dangly.
That thing.
That dang old banner. Look at it swing. These colors don't run, motherfucker. Anyway, yeah.
Them rockets ran red.
They was doing
the bombs bursting in
the Falcon
air.
car wash. Let me pull my own tooth out with my dog in the passenger seat. Damn, get 'em, America. Giga Maggies. Look 'em horns. Bama, Auburn, all of it. Fucking woo dang. Anyway, moo dang. So what were we talking about? Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I forgot.
Okay, well, I do have to go to bed soon because I'm a working bitch. I work a lot. Sorry for swearing. I'm sorry. I don't want you to get canceled. But
no, you're fine.
So
what were we talking?
The one case. Well, you asked if I wanted to talk about a case maybe near me, and there was something I've been wanting to bring up, and I thought this might have been a very good opportunity too. Because I need help with something because it's something that I know is solvable.
Okay.
And it's about like a really big case.
Okay.
You might have heard of it. It's that Robert Pickton feller.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that dude. You know what's kind of crazy?
That one.
That motherfucker. So they've been using. So you guys have a thing that's separate of ours. It's actually a little, in my opinion, I think it's better than Namus. But what I don't like is the indigenous women are kind of on the fringes. Like some of them are in there, but others are in different databases for MMIW, and I need them to all combine.
It needs to be compiled. Yeah, it needs to be compiled. And absolutely, because I've also gone on the missing persons website and as well. Yeah, it is.
Like the Cree community specifically was heavily targeted because the Cree community, which if you guys don't know, it's CREE, they have a lot of missing persons compared to any other tribal community in North America. And a lot of it, I think, has to do with them being kept low income, which is not their choice, and deprived of water, much like we do here in America, and just put in shitty situations. And a lot of them do turn to drugs and alcohol to satiate it. And some of them end up falling victim to both trafficking and while they are doing sex work, which is legal, I believe, there, right? In Vancouver, or did they change that?
It's not criminalized. Like it's illegal to buy. It's not illegal to sell, kind of thing. Like they don't criminalize the women. You don't get charged. You don't go to jail for it.
At least you don't.
I mean, like, I think sex work should just be legalized and made
Yeah.
safe. I'm a big fan of like healthy brothels, kind of almost like the
Yes.
system. Like any system can be corrupted in general, but I just think that women, if they choose to go into that form of industry, that they should have empowerment, security, and access to healthcare.
Yeah, I was
So,
going to say healthcare, number one. Number two, testing. It's vital. And
yeah,
getting a system of testing going where there is a database, and it will also help prevent things like that guy who gave 40 women HIV. There's a whole court
yeah.
case on it. So, like, yeah,
Well, even the porn industry is like super diligent about that kind of thing.
and wearing condoms,
Like,
and if it breaks, and
yeah,
procedure, and if you're uncomfortable, oh, big time. And there was that
yeah.
podcast I needed to finish, but it was something August. It was about August Ames and her situation. It's very brutal. It's a very sad story, but I'll look it up and put a link below. But yeah,
Mhm.
so the Cree community there, they've had a lot of women go missing, and I've noticed that a lot of these missing women get left off, and women who go missing in North America and any other country or continent that is not their homeland in Canada are not always included in those databases. But anyway, y'all have the Doe Network, and
Mhm.
it's got a good breakdown in it, and y'all do have open access to historical newspapers, more so than us in some cases. But what's difficult is tracking police records and stuff there.
That's the
RCMP,
big one.
yeah, they're like, nah, fuck you. So unless it was in the
Yeah, if it's
paper,
an open and active case or even a
yep.
cold case, you could not get access to those files
And that
whatsoever. And
includes
the
like,
RCMP is like
but
locked,
also
sealed tight.
closed records of perhaps women who were busted for sex crimes and stuff. That falls under, I believe, last we checked in the RCMP, that falls under like what would be considered y'all's SVU, like a special victims unit. So that's
Yeah.
not public. So let's say you had a woman who was repeatedly victimized by a John. It's going to be a lot harder to get the name or get the police report. You probably won't in Canada. So
Mhm.
you kind of have to rely on newspaper announcements and stuff there, even for newer stuff, which is odd. But I mean, they do have some interesting police blotters, but I've noticed that they don't have them
Yeah.
everywhere. And if you're like looking in Quebec or other places, get ready for French.
Get back. Yeah.
Quebec.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got their own fun laws over there. But yeah.
But Pickton, I think, killed a good amount of potentially, I think,
The-
Cree women.
There
and,
was, I think, yeah, because they were mostly sex workers from the
Mhm.
downtown east side, and a lot of the women who are in the bands around Vancouver and outside of Vancouver who flocked to Vancouver just because it was low income, survivable winters if you are homeless, and all that kind of stuff. Like,
and he would
you
take
know,
them
it's-
in.
it-
He would say, "Oh, the shelter's
yeah, he would
full," or
bring
"You
them
want
to
to
their
do."
farm.
He'd say, "You want to
Well,
drink?
yeah,
You
he'd
can
bring them to the
drink here."
farm, and you got to come to my farm, and I'll give you drugs,
And there's
and
no
we'll hang out.
curfew, and I'll give you a job was the
Yeah.
big one. You know what's interesting?
Yeah.
It wasn't just Pickton, but in Canada and in the Midwest here in the United States, but all over Canada, the amount of missing vulnerable young women and a big cluster of men, but mostly young women who go missing at the offer of a job. Everybody
Yeah.
goes, it gets reported, she was offered sex or drugs or whatever, rock and roll. But when you hear the stories of the witnesses for almost across the board with Pickton, it was, let me help you get back on your feet. I own a hog farm if you want a job, and I will
Yeah.
pay you to do XYZ. And that XYZ, one woman, the one who saw, one of the main witnesses who saw women put on meat hooks and heard stuff and was
Linda,
terrified.
yeah.
She was given a job. She worked for him. So
Yeah.
the way he chose
Well, and
them,
his brother's construction company as well.
yeah. And so when you consider that, it's like, I get really angry when I see, missing prostitute, missing sex worker. And then you find out the real story is he offered them a legit job at a successful pork producing farm that was well known in the community,
Mhm.
offered them a safe space, And then at that point, once they're there trapped on a hog farm in the middle of nowhere, you're going to party with me. And what do you say to your boss? To me, that sounds more predatory than it
Well, it's the
is.
John Wayne Gacy method too. It's exactly how he got his victims. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a transaction like a lot of people think. In fact, across the board, most of those women were not transactional. It was, let me help you get off the street. Some of them showed him their daughters and their sons. Like, and what was crazier is, and I've talked to some people, I've gotten in arguments over this because some people have been like, that's not how it happened. But it is. It absolutely is. And it's on court record. You can hear it. Like, you can watch it. You can read about it. It was in the newspaper. The person who kicked off the entire investigation into these missing women was a worried John. Like one of the ones who quit sex work and went to the farm for a job to get away from sex work, wanted to go back to school. I believe she was also, what do you call it? Indigenous.
Yeah.
And what did he do? This John's like, where's my girl? And at first he was angry, thinking she blew him off. And then he got worried because he knew there were other missing girls. And then he ended up harassing the police and then finding her family and then telling them she's missing.
Yeah.
And that almost like how Shannon Gilbert kicked off the Gilgo Beach stuff.
Yep.
Oh, it's so tragic.
And then he could have got caught too when that other woman and him had a violent encounter with each other. And then she got away. And then he said, no, she attacked me. And even though she had her gut split open, it was all just horrific.
Same thing happened with the toy box
big
killer.
issue was we have two different, like we have the RCMP in Canada, but different cities can choose to have their own police force. And Vancouver City proper has their own police force called the VPD. And they can't really cross jurisdictions into an RCMP regulated zone. So, and Port Coquitlam, which is where I grew up, that's
so
like
crazy that you grew up there.
And they don't talk to each other. Yeah, I remember the day he got busted.
Yeah,
I was walking home from school,
learning how to say Port Coquitlam. I still can't say it. Port Coquitlam.
Yeah, Port Coquitlam.
It's so hard.
Named after the Coquitlam tribe.
And when you told me, I was blown away. I was like, I've never heard anyone mention that beyond a book about Pickton.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Yep. My mom and my dad used to party at Piggy's Palace.
So they knew Nickelback? Is that what you're trying to say? That's a fun fact, everybody. Nickelback played their first gig.
Nickelback played at Piggy's Palace.
At Piggy's Palace, Robert Pickton's Pig Palace. And I think Edge was there, the wrestler. I could be wrong, but I think it was Edge.
They never made it as a wise man, I tell you what.
Never made it as a wise man. I'm just hanging out with Robert Pickton.
Shit.
So he's gonna put me in a pig pan. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God, yes. Twisted Tunes, you gotta make it. Posted anonymously.
Dude, I'm just gonna send the lyrics to Auntie Deb and I'm gonna say, you make it. You go crazy. Get in trouble. Here you go. Here's some fodder.
So one thing that I recently learned while listening to a podcast about it, just because I wanted to hear some, and I learned some new facts with this one podcast I listened to, and now I can't find the podcast. I'm like, did it get deleted? That's crazy.
Do you remember, like,
there's seven unknown DNA there's 7 unidentified female DNA samples that were found on the farm. One of them is from a bisected skull that was found 5 towns over, like 50 kilometers, or I think 30 miles would be the conversion for, like, you know, your imperial system. Anyway, so there was this bisected skull. It was a halved skull. And it was found like way far away.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but real quick before you continue, that bisected skull, Believe it or not, I have a chart of bisections all over the world,
Mhm.
and that is
Oh
on
my
there.
God.
And yeah, and
Yep.
there was a
Found on
bone.
Lockheed Highway in Mission City. Yeah.
And there's a bone ID. And it always reminds me of, we found a white baby, bruh. And I don't know why. And I'm sorry. But remember a whole ass white ass baby? Jesus. Anyway,
I don't think I did.
it was from YMH. They would on the side of the Fitzgerald
Oh,
Highway.
shit.
It's a
Oh,
whole
God.
ass white ass baby. It's a split skull. So the specific one you're talking about, there was a comment by somebody on a forum, a topics forum. Do you remember topics?
I don't remember topics, but
It
go
was
on.
like Reddit for old people who wanted to complain. Like, imagine if you could have a gossip forum between all the adults 35 and up just in your town. And it was called Topics, and every town had it. And it's people would just bitch about everything, but they also talked to true crime a lot. And did you hear what the ham boy did up the road? Like shit like that. So that skull, there were people talking about it, saying how they were from that area, how it's like specifically kind of desolate, but how there's a lot of wood around there where people will go chop wood, timber, and said straight up that looks like what happened to my buddy, and went on to tell this graphic story and then announce his first, middle, and last name, his rank in Vietnam, and tell people that what school his grandson's going to in the fall. Like, dude was intense. But straight up was like, he was like, when I used to go logging, had a buddy who thought it would be funny to put his head down when we were chopping it, like to knock the wood out and put his head down and yell like, it wasn't like trust game, but that was the idea. I don't remember what he yelled, but he yelled something that I would remember if it was timber or some shit like that. It was something weird that I never heard. Probably some sort of industry speak for woodsman, but guy got his skull split open from the top.
Oh my God.
And he said, by the way it was described, and he said, what I saw, which was weird. He's like, this is what it looked like. And then people were like, what do you mean you saw it? He talked about how a buddy of his worked in the police there and drew him a picture and was like, this is what it looked like. Because his theory was the same, like an X. And I was like, damn. But then if you think about it, they use saws out there. So until someone sees an autopsy, which I don't think was released, I could be wrong. Is it surgical?
For the bisected skull?
Yeah, was it released?
So the bisected skull matched some DNA that was found on the Pickton farm.
That makes sense then. Because he would also, there were theories that...
And it's a female skull.
Yeah, there were theories that he would... So he also admitted, I believe, to scattering parts all over Canada in the woods. Yeah. But he also, like, he had a lot of stuff there. He could have done it on the farm. And the woman who snitched, who lived with him, mentioned some of the ways he would torture the women and kill them. And some of it I don't think was released to the public. And it sounds very familiar to something like that type of trauma would happen. But also, I've also read theories, and I've kind of wondered myself, because of the isolated nature and the amount of money him and his brother had. Did he have a private plane? Do we know?
No, he didn't. But he did have access to taking the pig waste to the waste management facility and have it just disposed of.
Because I wonder about him with hello. I do wonder about him doing some sort of Robert Hansen shit. Yes, it is Dylan.
Hi, Dylan.
Midi says hello. Oh, he's patting the Hoogan. Oh, Hoogan's doing a stretch. Oh, he's a long boy. Hoogan says hello to everybody.
Oh,
yeah. I wonder if he did some Robert Hansen shit and attempted to human hunt. I don't know. He's very... Yeah, I think that those remaining people can be matched, and I do also wonder about...
That's what I'm like, how do we get that DNA into Othram? And I'm like, do I email the RCMP? Like, do I
Oh,
email
no.
Othram? Like, how do
Kara-
we get these? There's 7 unidentified pieces of DNA that are still not linked to anybody that are from the Pickton farm. And it's like, how do we get those people at least identified, and how do we get those families informed?
So Othram's a great choice, but Canada has the #1 DNA person on Earth, genetic genealogy and just DNA lab in general, and it's Colleen. And I'll send you her info. But she,
Okay.
like, CC Moore learned everything from her. Othram people probably learned everything from her. She's like that doctor that was on the stand with Carrie. She's like that. She's the mother of DNA, and she's the best. I'm trying to remember
send me her
last
info,
name.
and I'm going to learn every good dang thing about her, because how do I not know her?
She's the best.
Now I feel like an idiot.
Hold on.
Now I got
Is it
imposter syndrome.
Is it Colleen McNamara? Let me see I can't remember. Colleen Fitzgerald or Fitzpatrick? I've been blanking on names a lot lately. Genetic. And I do have to go soon because we got to eat. We're having chili dogs before bed. Okay, it's Colleen Fitzpatrick. So if you look up, she's 71. She's an American forensic scientist, but she lived in Canada. She studied out of Canada and stuff. She might live there now. But anyway, she's bae. Her and I would write to her and Othram. It's difficult when it's international or multinational, however, but
and if the cases are still open and the RCMP won't let them go, then that's
the RCMP might have a vested interest in solving it just so that they can let go of this reign Pickton has on them. They had that informant who talked to him for a long time, and he's still pissed about that, I'm sure, because that ruined any chance of anything for him. So it makes me think that he's going to clam up and he's never going to tell them. So it is going to have to come down to something like that. But also, I would search adoption forums for Port Coquitlam or any of the areas around there for people looking for a parent they've never united with and what they know about them, and see if any of those descriptions of long lost parents, biological parents, match any of the missing.
And then the one thing that was like, because I want to look on a national database with it, is because of the amount that women are trafficked, especially back in the 90s and the 80s, how women would be moved around to different tracks and whatnot.
Yeah,
exactly. What if it was some girl who was Amish and just scooped up and then just moved everywhere and just has absolutely no way to get in contact with family, or the family would have just been well, she left the Amish, so
it's a very
she's a Gentile or an apostate,
there's
or however it goes.
It's such a low crime rate against the Amish, oddly, because they are so family oriented. If they're not on Rumspringa, the families tend to go, they'll take an electric car to go tell the police. It's really strange, or unless they're a part of it. But I mean, that's statistically, it doesn't mean it can't happen. That's a good point. And also people traveling across to just visit who don't return. That's another thing. He found them. He found the pork rinds, damn it.
Shit.
They have different privacy laws in Canada. I know that you guys don't have Venmo. You guys don't have a lot of things that you guys have expensive orange juice. You run out of baby
Angela's comment. Angela, yes, a lot of people do Ancestry and 23andMe here. It's just down in the States, but I don't think a lot of people upload to GEDmatch too much, which
that
would be
something,
the Othram
if it's
database.
Getting, I think, a public movement or starting a small local organization to address people uploading their profiles to GEDmatch locally could be a good small movement to just fuck with and try to get going, because anyone in that community could be related because it's so small, or it was.
It is, yeah.
So
it was a smaller
getting people from
at a certain point, and then we boomed.
But getting people from certain communities that have been there, you could check. The public records are weird, but a lot of people know each other, and people, I'm sure, because of your parents and how rooted you are there. I would try to go and offer literature to people that you personally know and maybe canvas or, get a little booth somewhere and try to get Jed Match involved to come do a live test at a booth at maybe like a farmer's market type of thing. And I would think even contacting organizations like the Insight Clinic and different public health the ones who go out there and volunteer to help, I would contact those, like the needle exchange programs, and give them descriptions of some of the people or people who used to work there. If you can track them down, because a lot of these people would have come in I mean, it was the early 2000s, right? Some of it, so they might have come in contact with them.
It's early 2000s.
Yeah, and then people who worked with feeding the homeless at the time, look up the organizations that were listed in the local newspaper in those exact years, and it'll usually even have like a director name, like the lead director, and you can call them and just be like, did you know anybody who had a moon tattoo or whatever? You know what I mean? And tell them you're working on a project trying to identify this stuff. And once you like talk to enough people from those organizations, especially the ones that like help the homeless, feed them, the needle exchange program, stuff like that, the HIV buses where they test them, the shelters, the old shelters, the workers can't really say much now, but ones from back then might be more open, and just getting them a dialogue going and maybe even offering to buy them coffee or something if you're feeling rich, and having a sit down meeting and showing them all pictures together and letting them powwow, because they might jog each other's memory.
That's true.
There's a lot of stuff people can do if it's a smaller town, and luckily for you with that time frame it was, but I'm thinking like this might not necessarily work in other cases, like Gilgo, for example. But this,
with like multi-million person population.
Yeah, this is something that I think can be done. And especially like, also they should be able to identify which of the victims are indigenous or not. And I would be curious how
because there's DNA profiling at this point.
I think they should announce that if they haven't. There should be a push by the local news or something to do that, because if anything, at least narrow it down, for fuck's sake. What's the secret? Don't you want to identify
that
them?
was like my next step. I have a couple contacts who are journalists with some very prominent, like I have a buddy in the CBC and whatnot. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like there's 7 unidentified people and we can't figure out who they are.
Well, you know what? Maybe that'll be our next project.
The biggest case ever in Canada. It's the biggest case to ever touch Canadian soil, and they're still missing and murdered Indigenous women all over our province and the country. And
you have Amber Tukaro and all those girls in that area on the opposite side, and then you have all the men going missing on the farming land to go help with horses. It's there's a lot of clusters, but that is the biggest. Other than that, it's a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses murdering their families and Asian dudes cutting people's heads off on the bus. And by a lot, I mean 1 each. And that guy is out.
Because
ran into the mother of the victim at a supermarket.
Yep. Our justice system is very favorable to the defense. Like the defense lawyers in Canada, let me tell you, just rewrote all the case laws and everything to be in the favor of the criminals. Like you can murder somebody in cold blood here and you'll maybe serve 7 years.
Jasmine Richardson got out. Carla Homolka got out.
She did.
Are they gonna fucking let out Luca Magnotta? They better not. He is the Yolanda Saldivar of Canada.
Oh yeah. He's probably coming up for parole soon and probably gonna get day parole at least.
What a fucking piece of shit.
Don't even get me started on the sex offenders here. Like, it's ridiculous. Dude, we're constantly getting warnings like, sex offender released in your area, high risk to reoffend. Just keep an eye out. And you're like,
we get those here too.
Yeah,
like they don't even.
Ridiculous.
But you can't go to the door to knock anymore because right to carry or right to people will shoot you. So yeah, there's that. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We'll make a little project and we'll do a couple of episodes and we'll go through and we'll try to identify or like look at them and talk about them, and you can come on and talk about it all you want.
That sounds amazing. That's
We'll do a powwow.
anything more that I could have ever asked for.
Let's do live brainstorm
Very
sessions.
fitting.
We'll do like 2 or 3 a week on just this, because it needs it. He is really like he's the Gilgo of he's the Rex of up there. He's disgusting. Him and that one guy who got tits. He grew tits. And then
his brother too. Don't even get me wrong.
His brother's a fucking piece of shit.
I know people who knew his brother, and like his brother was nicknamed Pig, and it wasn't because he was a pig farmer or like his brother was a pig farmer. It's because of the way he treated women.
Yeah, I know his brother is trash, just like Robert Schulman's brother is trash, and just like Craig Heuerman is trash, and they all help their dirty bird brothers, and fuck them. I hope the devil pecks their eyeballs out in hell. I have to go. I love you very much, and we will continue this Midi. Have fun blowing shit up on movie sets. And Dylan's arm is waving hello.
And hi, Dylan. I'd ask him to do a mashup, but I don't think you have time for that. So.
Make a mashup. What do you want mashed up?
I'll try and Stargazer by Rainbow mixed with All Star by Smash Mouth.
Stargazer by Rainbow mixed with All Star by Smash Mouth. Hey now. Yeah, it's been okay. We'll work on it. Hello, Reggie Ray. Listen, Reggie.
Ray.
Reggie.
Good day, mate.
You dropped in at the end.
Good morning, love.
Good Lord. Good morning, love. Dude, this has been a treat.
Top of the morning to you.
Top of the morning. Flowers for sale. Flowers for sale. Okay. We're all doing voices now. Hugin also. He's screaming.
I can hear him. I can actually hear him more on the phone than I can on the computer.
Well, you guys have a good one. I love you so much, Midi. You have the best day. Everybody have a good day tomorrow, and I will see you guys probably the night after tomorrow night, because tomorrow night's roast battle. Thank you guys for.
I want to go so bad.
Dude, and if you're in the Austin area, go to Creek and Cave.
I need to come to Austin. Well, I'm gonna try and go to Skankfest this year, but it's fucking expensive, yo.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna try it, and then
let me see.
And then but I really want to come down to Austin. I want to try and come down for my birthday this year. I think that might be fun.
Let me see. Let me see if I can get a +1. I'll let you know.
Yeah, we'll see.
+1. I'll beg. I will beg.
You don't have to beg for me. Don't do that. Don't.
Like, we got to solve this Robert Pickton case, Rebecca. You have to let her come to Skankfest. All right. You're the best.
She does comedy podcasts about Robert Pickton. I'm kidding.
Dude,
joking. Anyways, okay, love you. Good night.
It's gonna be hilarious
bye.
when we bust that asshole. All right, I'll see you later. Bye, girl.
Okay, bye.
You guys, that was a Canadian who doesn't cheat. She doesn't push the stone during the Olympics. She's just here to push the button on our hearts and turn them on and say, hello, it's me, Midi. I make fire on movie sets. She's the best. I think she won an Emmy and a Golden Globe and a Tony Award and other things. She's won things, okay? And they're big things and they're heavy. The trophies are very heavy. What happened to Ovaltine? And good. Anyway, I love you guys. You're the best. Good night.